Hey guys, we're here at the shop today, and it's been a while since I did a video, but I just wanted to talk to you about what's going on with my truck here. So I've done a lot of work to this old truck. Rebuilt the engine, replaced the transmission, clutch, resealed the rear structure, put new brakes on it, new airbags, cam bushings, you name it, I've done it to this truck. And the only thing that I really haven't done is rear end work. We got two differentials on the truck. The front differential has what's called a power divider, and that's known for, over time, power divider will give out. Usually there's a bearing in there that breaks and the thing just falls apart. So I was delivering my load on Monday, the 27th of July, up in Kentucky, and I stopped in Bowling Green, Kentucky to get fuel. And as always, I do my check, and I happened to notice that I had a bolt missing out of my one of my U-joints. And you can see right there, that bolt right there is missing. Got 4 bolts that hold the U-joint on to the yoke. And so I've been feeling a bit of a vibration in the rear end of the truck too. So I've been kind of anticipating having to do a rear end job. Change, and essentially what that is just change out the differential. And so that's what I decided to do. So I got the load delivered, thank God. And then I headed back home here to Smithville to the shop. And yesterday, on Tuesday, I went down to, in the past I've dealt with Richard Kearns Truck Parts in Elmwood, Georgia. So I went down to Richard Kearns salvage yard down there. They take, salvage trucks, and they'll pull the rear ends and transmissions and so forth out of them and rebuild them and sell them as a rebuilt unit. So that's what I got yesterday, was a rebuilt differential. This truck has a 373 gear ratio in it, and they also picked up 4 new U-joints. So once we get the guys get the shafts out of the truck, you got 3 shafts of this truck, 1 short shaft between the 2 drive axles, you got 1 longer shaft between the front differential and what they call the carrier bearing, and then you have a shaft from the transmission to the carrier bearing. See, this is the carrier bearing, and then that's the front shaft that leads from the transmission to the carrier bearing. So I've opted to change the 4 U-joints on the 2 rear shafts. So once the guys get the shafts out of the truck, I'm going to carry them over to Nashville, Kleiner's drive shafts, have them go through them and recondition them and put the new U-joints in them. And while they're doing that, then the guys can pull the rear end out of the truck and slap the new rear end back in it, and then be able to get back to working. Pretty much at that point, this truck is brand new, even though it's an 03. And then right here we can see the rear shaft. It looks good. I don't see any bolts that have backed out yet. And you can see how short it is. It goes to the rear of the front differential. That's the output for the front differential right there. So while we're at it, we got to pull that shaft out to change out the front differential, and then we'll take this shaft as well to the drive shaft shop and have them go through it, at least put new joints in it. May end up having to scrap the male and female, and they may end up, I don't know, they may end up just building me a new one for all I know. We'll just have to see what they think about it. And here's the U-joint I'm going to put in the shafts tomorrow. It's a Meritor. That's the emblem for Meritor. And these are a CP20 RPLS1. This is a greaseless, well actually it's got grease in it, but it's maintenance-free U-joint. The original U-joints I got in the truck, I believe, are original ones, and the truck has 1,538,000 miles on it. That's a long time for a U-joint. So, and they haven't gone out, but I don't want to push my luck. So this is what we're going to put in the shafts tomorrow over in Nashville at Kleiner's. You can see how this metal piece here keeps these 2 end cups together, and then right here on these you'll have this cup right here on either one. That's what they're going to do tomorrow when they build the shafts. That's going to go in this side right here, so that they'll work the U-joint on either side of the yoke here on the shaft, and then they'll come in with from this side with the cup, and then there's a retainer clip right there that holds it in. So that's what we're looking at. These joint, last time I bought joints was years ago, and they were over $200. And I picked these up yesterday at Premier Truck Group down in Chattanooga, Tennessee, at Knoxville, the Chattanooga Freightliner dealership, for $94.70, which I thought was a heck of a deal. In fact, the salesman told me, he said he didn't understand how I was getting them so cheap because the list price on them is a little over $200. But I wasn't going to question him on it. He was willing to sell them to me for $94.70, so I went ahead and got 4 of them. So that's what we're looking at. And so normally on a regular U-joint that you would grease on a regular basis, you would have somewhere along here or up here or maybe in the center somewhere would be a grease zerk. But as you can see here on this U-joint, there's nothing. These are maintenance-free U-joints. So, and I was looking over the paperwork here, and you can see right here it says in the last item, 5-year, 500,000 mile line warranty. Like I said, I've got the original U-joints in my truck, and those joints have 1,538,000 miles on them. So these U-joints are designed to go a long time, guys. I'm telling you, this is the type of U-joint that you would want to run in a semi-truck. Something that's maintenance free, that you don't have to grease at all. So that's what we've been into today, guys. It's now in the afternoon late. It's almost 7 o'clock in the evening, and I'm just sitting here on the back porch enjoying me a nice cold brew, have a relaxing evening at home. And tomorrow I'm gonna get up early, run in town, eat my breakfast at Patty's restaurant, and then ease on into Nashville to Kleiner's and get these shafts redone. And while I do that, the guys at the shop are gonna pull the rear end out and put the new one in. And once we get done with the shafts, I'll drive them back to the shop, and we ought to have everything all back together tomorrow. So for today, I'm signing off, and we'll see if we can't do a little bit of video for tomorrow on getting everything wrapped up on this rear end job. Till then, you guys have a blessed day, and I wish you all the best. Stay tuned for another episode of Tennessee Trucker.